Hey guys, what's up, Alex here. Today we are here with the next episode of F1 2000 Career Mode, and apologies for not getting an episode up sooner. My F1 2013 was sort of messing up a bit strangely. I'm not exactly sure why, I still don't really know the reason, but I reinstalled the game, reinstalled the mod, actually upped the update as well, and yeah, we're back on the game, but silly for me that I did not remember to do one-shot qualifying, so we're actually just doing the grid that it sets. So weirdly, Heinz-Harald Frenzen's on pole position with the McLaren in second position. There's big Pedro down in 16th, and lovely, it's qualified us down in 19th position. So overall, not the greatest start in the world to be right down the back here, but nonetheless, we'll try and fight back here and try and get some decent points out of this race here. That's the aim, fingers crossed, but I might be a bit rusty, who knows, because I haven't played this game in over a week now. So nonetheless, lights are out, and away we go here down to turn number 1 here. Not the greatest of starts in the world. We've got the Jaguar of Irvine just in front of us here. We've got a Lacey, our teammate, I think, just in front there. But, oh, someone's diving it down the inside of turn 1. No, don't be that guy, mate. Oh, he did. I didn't think he went for the overtake. The Jaguar there. Was that Johnny Herbert trying to go for the overtake? He did get it, but we managed to get him back out of the first turn as he was sliding all over the place, so that's good for us. We're now side by side with Nick Heidfeld on the brakes. Oh my goodness, around the outside of both of the Prosts at once. And our teammate as well, possibly around the outside of De La Rosa. Yes, we are. So now up to the 13th position. Oh my goodness, so sideways there. And now Diniz and Wirtz are battling over 11th place. And what is happening here? We're just gaining positions all over the place here on this first lap of the race, but then we go slightly wide, and Diniz goes back past us here. And oh my goodness, there's action all over the place on this first lap of the race. Alex Wirtz now gone a little bit wide, and Pedro Diniz down the inside. Yeah, he's got him down to the hairpin. He's clean through. We're going to get past Alex Wirtz as well. No, there's a bit of contact. Still side by side through the hairpin, sliding all over the place, and we couldn't quite claim the position there. As I did mention earlier on in this episode, I did download the update, which is supposed to do sort of V10 sounds, and weirdly, I couldn't get it working. So I've still got the V8s from the 2013 cars for my car, but it's been the same throughout this mod. The AI all sound like they've got the proper engines, whilst I'm the only one that sounds like I've got like a 2013 style engine, which is really strange. I downloaded the update and it didn't really seem to do anything, so if anybody's got any tips or ideas about why that could be, let me know, and possibly you could let me know over in Race Department what I could be downloading to get the right engine sound to my orange arrows here. But nonetheless, out of the chicane, quite good there. We're going to get past Wirtz. Once again, there's a bit of contact between us two. Round the final corner, sliding all over the place, and up to the start-finish line. There we go, across the line, up into 12th place. Awesome stuff there. Just over a second gap now to Pedro Diniz in the 11th position here. So he's had a good race. He doesn't normally sort of get that high up the grid, but he's having a good race in that Sauber here today. And who knows, he could be on for his first points of the season. So let's skip ahead to the next lap here. Lap number 3. We're sliding all over the place once again. We're right up behind Pedro Diniz. We close down that gap, but are we going to be able to get the overtake done? Round the final corner. Missing the apex, obviously, in the damp conditions. I could be wrong, this could be even our first damp race of the season here, but in the damp conditions, you obviously take a different line, so that's why I was trying a different line through there, but it really didn't help, actually. Pedro Diniz got a much better run out of that corner than me. Down into turn 1, he's got enough of a gap that I can't even go for a dive bomb down the inside, and through the first corner. Nicely done. I take a really weird line in comparison to the AI through that first corner. I think it's losing me a lot of time, but I didn't learn throughout the whole race, and I kept using that line. So, yeah, nonetheless, that's going to be looking a little bit strange. And once again, taking a very different line to the AI, but actually this time it has seemed to have helped us here. We've gained a little bit of time, missing the apex completely there, but nonetheless, we haven't lost too much time to Diniz here, and we're still in 12th place, but there is a bit of a gap to points, so maybe that is off the cards already. And for the first time, maybe the second time in this series, I've really struggled. I'm not going to lie. We got up to 12th place, and that's all good, but you can see by the time we get to lap 5, and it's just like, I'm struggling all over the place here. It's the first time I honestly felt like we were on the too high difficulty here, because we were just struggling all over the place, and we were really having to go like overboard. Like I'm not going to even lie, there was some little corner cuts in there, and that's how we were trying to keep up with Diniz and all that sort of stuff. But nonetheless, well, look, we're struggling. We've got Wirtz right up behind in his Benetton here, and we're really struggling to keep up with the Sauber, which hasn't really been a problem throughout this series. I mean, even San Marino, I'd say, well, we obviously got a bit of a lucky result, but nonetheless, we got a really, we struggled in that race. We had bad pace, but luckily we somehow came out of it with a decent enough result because loads of cars crashed in the pit lane. So, number 7, or lap number 7, I should say, is our pit stop lap here, and through the chicane, you can see what I mean here. That's the sort of corner cutting I mean there. It's not really intentional, but it sort of got me through the corner a lot quicker than before. So through the pit lane entrance here, you can see we're sliding all over the place. We're going to quickly put it into lean fuel mixture here, guys. That's hopefully going to save us a tiny bit of fuel, which we can hopefully use on the other side of the pit stop one. We want to run that fast fuel mixture on the outlap to try and not get jumped. So nonetheless, we're cruising down the pit lane here at quite a slow 62 miles an hour. into the pit lane, switching up to another set of just so that the conditions really haven't dried up here, so it looks like we're going to do the full race here on these tyres, but nonetheless, out the pit stops there in P16, and we're heading Mazzacane down into turn 1 here. We're going to hopefully clear him. I think he hasn't stopped anyway, and oh my goodness, contact through turn 1, and I'm sliding all over the place. That was a quick look at this again, guys. So I'm coming down to turn 1, take a wide line. I don't know. Just a bit of a racing incident in my opinion, but strange nonetheless. So towards the end of lap number 8, you can see a couple of cars pitting in front of me here. So we've actually done quite a good job. I say we were struggling, but by the looks of it, we've actually got a pit stop advantage over a couple of drivers here. And we're coming out the pit lane here. Should be out ahead of our teammate. And there is that's not a Lacey, is it? Who is that? I don't know who that is in the BAR. Is that Zonta? I think it might be Zonta there on the inside here. And we've slid around the outside and we've got up there into P10 there. So that's a nice little overtake here on the out lap, or our second lap after that. And look at that. Wide line. This time there still was a bit of contact between us two there, but luckily not enough to send us into a spin here. So lap number 11 here, we're still struggling. Fisichella is flying up the road. He's got a much quicker car than us. And oh no! Oh no, we went into the gravel and there's contact. Oh, we've spun it into the wall. Me and Zonta have both been involved in this accident here. So I don't know what I was doing here. Just completely ran out of grip, and well, that's crazy. We've spun around, and you might have noticed there I cropped the footage in a little bit there. That's because I was newbie enough to forget to sort of press the button, so it had all the buttons at the bottom of the screen. It just looks a bit weird, so I decided to quickly crop that out there to make it look a bit better. So nonetheless, guys, that really hurt our race there. Not that we were going to probably get points anyway, but it's dropped us down quite a fair way down the order, and we're quite far now in behind Deniz. But Alex Wirtz was the person that got caught up in that accident there, I'm pretty sure. So unfortunately, actually, no, it wasn't, was it? Who was it? I think it was the BAR, wasn't it? So Wirtz is actually just catching us up at quite a big rate here. You can see we're losing a lot of time to Deniz here. And Wirtz and somebody else is actually right up behind me here. So we are really, really struggling. This is the penultimate lap of the race here. You can see down to the awesome hairpin here at the Nürburgring. This is actually the European Grand Prix. I don't know whether I mentioned that, but it's the European Grand Prix around the Nürburgring. But I love that corner there. It's like a quite high-speed hairpin. Like, you don't get many of those in the world of motorsport. But nonetheless, well, I think we're just going to take this on the chin, guys, and move on to the next race, which I think is the Monaco. I mean, great. It's not exactly the weekend I want after a bad result, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be nowhere in that race. But we'll see. Keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully we can get a miracle and somehow get some points in that race. Nonetheless, penultimate lap of the race here. We're going up to the final chicane on the lap, and missing the turning point again, and we're off the track, struggling to put the power down. Wirtz is through, and I think it's Zonta. That's Zonta that's got caught up in the accident with us here. So round the final corner, and oh no, oh dear, classic Alex Zaff. It was going to happen. Well, we've had a bit too much luck, I think. Actually, that's how it's gone, isn't it? We've had too much luck so far this season. So the game's like, yep, we'll just suddenly turn all the assists off as you go around that corner and go for a 360. But nonetheless, guys, we'll take it on the chin, and fingers crossed by the next race, Monaco, I'll have got a bit of my skill back, and hopefully we'll do somewhat good. But last corner time here, going to hopefully come around across the line in 6th. Oh, speaking too soon. Salo's across the line ahead of us, and we finished 17th. That's still beating where we started on the grid, incredibly, but it was a terrible race, guys. I'm not going to lie. That's the worst result of the season. That's just the worst driving of the season. So, yeah, not great. I can't say anything good about that one, really. I mean, it was nice to battle through and up the field in the first lap or so, but apart from that, it was all downhill. So, that's pretty much it in terms of the results on that, guys. You can see our teammate De La Rosa, I think that's the first time this year that he's actually out-finished us here. So it's Schumacher, Hakkinen, Coulthard, Frentzen, Barrichello, and Jack Villeneuve gets his first points of the season and first points for BAR Honda as well. So congrats to him. It's not the greatest car in the world, so that's actually a good result for him there. So let's go over to the driver standings here first, guys. So Michael Schumacher still leads the standings. He's actually extended it quite substantially in that one. So he's now on 36 points. He's actually 12 ahead of Coulthard, who is on 24. Mika Hakkinen, after another strong result, managing to move up in terms of the points there, and only 2 points now behind Coulthard on 22. We're still luckily in 4th position there on 14 points. Rubens Barrichello currently in 5th on 13. Then we've got Ralf Schumacher and Heinz-Harald Frentzen both on 11 points there, so it's quite close between those guys. Barrichello and Verstappen, obviously us. Then we've got Fisichella in 8th place with 10 points, and then we've got Trulli on 5, Button on 4. We've also got a couple of people who aren't on there but actually have scored points. That's Alex Wirtz with 2 points, and then 1 point for Mr. Villeneuve, which I haven't even wrote down on my list. There we go, we've written it down, so it's all good for next time. So Not the greatest weekend for us, but for the driver standing as well, it's actually really going in the favour of Michael Schumacher. Who can stop him? Who knows? It's going to be an interesting couple of rounds next time to see whether he's going to be anywhere near the front. But in terms of the Constructors Championship, guys, here is how it looks. And McLaren dropping a couple of points this weekend, meaning that Ferrari now extend their lead to 49 points in the Constructor standings. McLaren only now have 46. Poor them. Jordan in third place now with 16 points. BMW Williams up there in 4th place with 15. We are down into 5th place now onto 14 points. Benetton onto 12. And BAR Honda scoring their first points of the season. And Sauber, Prost, Jaguar and Minardi so far have not scored a single point in this season. So that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you as always for watching. Remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed it. As always, that's massively appreciated. Once again, awesome response on this video. So that's really, really appreciated. So see you next time. Thank you for watching. It's been Alex here. Goodbye.